Hello. So how long have you been here, Carole?
Well, we've lived here for 8 years now. The garden was just like a field when we moved in. And then it took 2 years to get it all set up. I knew where I wanted things. And the only thing that was here was the old apple tree, which I'll show you in a minute. But everything else I've put in myself. When we were digging, or I was digging, it was so hot that year. But I was so pleased with the result.
So this was 8 years ago that you started this garden.
Yes.
And it's now developed into this oasis of peace in the suburbs. But you would think, wouldn't you, that you were out in the countryside with the birds singing and the cockerel going off next door. And
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we do get some very rare birds here, actually. Woodpeckers, we get goldfinches, starlings, greenfinches, blue tits, coal tits, mostly every variety. Blackcaps we get. Although this is a suburban garden, we do get things that maybe some people don't even get in the countryside. I do feed them, but it's just worth it. The other day we had a sparrowhawk and it flew on our balcony. But obviously, unfortunately, they do get the pigeons. So, you know, it's just nature, really.
yeah, you get other wildlife here as well, don't you?
We do. We put our night camera out, we get foxes, and in fact, we have actually, when we've got up one morning, we saw a fox walking down the garden. At one stage, we had a muntjac deer. Luckily, it didn't stay in the garden because they like to eat everything.
It's unusual to get a muntjac this far in because you're surrounded by roads here, aren't you?
I know. We have some conifers here, and behind there is a paddock. So that's a nice little green area. So I believe that's just where they come from. And I believe that's where the foxes live as well.
So would you like to show us around the garden?
I'd love to, yes. This was one of the first things we'd done in the garden. I call it my stumpery. And there was lots of rubbish in here, which we got rid of, but we kept some of the big logs and things. This is the old apple tree that was here when we moved in. It's very old, it's huge, but it still produces apples. And I've managed to grow this rose up here. And we've also put up a bat box, and we've had a bird's nest in the little green box as well. I'm not sure if I'm getting any bats, I've got to check. Right, well, this is the vegetable plot. We've got some gooseberries coming, and we've got some strawberries. And in this bit, we made the raised beds, and in here we've got parsnips and leeks, which haven't come up yet. We've got raspberries in this one. And in here, we've got peas and lettuces, and the sweet peas are just coming out. I always put them in because I think they attract the insects, which helps with pollination. These are the silver birches that I've put in. They're a small variety, and every spring I wash them because they go a bit green in the winter. And as you can see, the bark peels off, but they're the most beautiful white, and they show up lovely in the winter months. This is the plum tree, Victoria plum, and we've got quite a few plums this year, which I'm really pleased about. So look forward to having those. On here, this is a small variety of apple, Cox's Orange Pippin. But the thing I am so pleased about is I've managed to grow some mistletoe, which is just here, a lovely big clump coming. So that should be good at Christmas time. And I've also got another small mistletoe, which I've managed to put, it's growing on the rowan tree. And there's the tiny little bit. That won't be ready till another couple of years. This is an arch I put in, and I've managed to grow some white roses this side and pink this side, and also growing through it is a clematis, which is a pretty purple one, just coming out actually. This is the sunny side of the garden, where I planted an Indian bean tree, and that has a very pretty flower on it. They're not out yet, like an orchid. And then it has the beans later on when the flowers die off. And it's a lovely golden colour. Also this side of the garden, I've got lots of poppies from seeds that I've just thrown down. I've got fennel, and I've also got a big white poppy. It's comes from California, and that's towards the back. It's all in bud, but that's not out yet. The other thing I've got is an alamanca tree. That's covered in white flowers in the spring, and now it's got berries on it, which the blackbirds love when they're ripe. I've also got dahlias here. They're not out yet, but they will be soon. And this is a hawthorn tree, which once again, the birds love the berries when they come. This is a Mexican orange choicea with the golden leaves, which looks quite nice against the green. So, and here, this is Astomeria. And we've got a little pond with newts and frogs in, which is lovely. And I got this little solar water feature, which comes on for 3 hours every day. The plants in here do very well because there's lots of grit down, and it just keeps so colourful most of the summer really. This is more the rose area. I mean, you know, they're so colourful. It's a lovely yellow one here, and this one's lovely. That's a pretty one. This is a lovely rose, and also all the orange blossom is out now, and it just smells gorgeous. Lovely flowers on there. I'd like to just show you this the rose over the back. That's called Hot Chocolate, and it does look a bit chocolatey looking. And also, just at the front here, I have a tree poppy, which has beautiful yellow flowers on, but they've just finished, so the seed pods are on there now. This is the shady side of the garden now, and I've managed to grow this tetrapanix, which has massive leaves. I think it's called a rice plant as well, and it comes, I think, from Thailand. So I'm pleased that I've managed to do that, and it's gone through the winter fine. I've also got hostas, a big one there with big leaves, and I'm lucky because the slugs haven't got to it. So, and then the other things I have here are just a few roses that don't mind the shade, and also a crabapple tree. It's got some crab apples on. I've also got foxgloves here because they love the shade, and they increase each year. They just reseed themselves.
And do you mind me asking, Carole, how old are you?
I'm 80.
So you were in your early 70s when you started digging a blank canvas?
Yes, yeah. I was 72 when I moved in. So, yes. So.
And are you still working in the garden?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, keeps you fit and strong.
It does, and you know, I couldn't bear it if I couldn't come out here.
Yeah. Good for the mental health as well as
I think it's very good for your
health,
mental health. If you feel stressed, just come out and, you know, hear the birds, smell the flowers, and pull up the weeds.
Yeah, it's never ending,
That's
never ending
right.
job.